Hey everyone, and welcome. We watched it and now we're going to talk about it. We're covering AMC's latest entry to their immortal universe, Talamasca, The Secret Order. I'm your host, Tamara, and I'm glad you're here. Joining me is my co host, Lisa. Welcome, Lisa.
Hey Tamara, hey everyone. My name is Lisa Orban. I am an author. I'm also the founder of Indies United Publishing House, and I love all things pop culture, including Anne Rice.
Before we dive in, just a few quick things. First, we want to hear from you, so be sure to leave us a comment wherever you're listening, or you can leave us a voicemail using the SpeakPipe link in the show notes. You could hear your own comment on an upcoming episode. Second, please hit that subscribe button and follow us so you never miss an episode. All of the links for both me and Lisa are below in the show notes. Third, and most importantly, we are laid back in our review style, right, Lisa?
Oh, absolutely, Tamara. This is a conversation, not a dissertation.
Exactly. No scene-by-scene breakdowns here. We jump around, and of course, huge spoiler alert for every show in this world through the episodes we're talking about today. So if you're cool with that, this is the place for you, and we should just jump right in. Okay, the finale. We are done with season 1. Did you like how it ended?
I did, and I was right. I was right.
Look, me and Kevin were watching, and I said, I'm going to have to tell Lisa she was right.
She was the Codex. I was so right.
Yeah, and the signs were there. I mean, the signs were there because of her memory, her type of memory. So, yeah.
Well, and so you and I, a couple episodes ago, we were talking, and we thought that was Helen that got on the train because, they kept showing Helen leaving and getting into the car and so on and so we thought that was Helen.
We did. And I was like confused at first. And I'm like, oh no, I had it reversed.
Yeah. Because whenever we were shown her, I mean, and obviously this was coming from Helen's memories.
Mm-hmm.
But it was always her leaving and her sister staying.
Yes.
So we had that flash of her leaving the institution, and then the next time we saw her was, well, it was her sister, but we thought it was her getting on the train.
We did.
And I know that they did that as a misdirect.
I know. But apparently, some people knew that the whole time. Like Kevin was saying, because when I tried to explain to him why I thought it was her, why I thought it was Helen, he's like, no, I thought it was her sister the whole time. I said, well, excuse the hell out of me.
I was thrown. I didn't, but good for the other people. But I did get the fact that she was the Codex.
You did. And I also got something a little right too. Remember how I was saying, how the hell does Jasper not know Doris is there? What is she?
Yeah.
What is this? And it's because she's a vampire.
Right. A very weak vampire, but
yes, but still, she don't have a beating heart that he can hear.
But you would think, because here's the thing that confuses me. So he should have been aware that she was a vampire then.
He should have. You would think he could identify his own.
Yeah, because that's part of how they identify each other is the fact that there's no heartbeat.
Mm-hmm. Well, maybe he was just too busy getting burned alive to pay attention.
Maybe.
Because that was the only time he was like in her presence, like face to face, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So.
Well, but that was an interesting way that they pulled it together.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, this makes sense. And again, we talked about, remember, I think it was last episode, we talked about how did they get Helen's DNA? That doesn't make sense. How was she in the system? And you said, well, maybe it's her sister. I said, yeah, maybe that would make sense.
Yeah.
They're twins.
So, yeah. So, I mean, we hit a lot of, we got a lot of the obscure things. We hit a lot of those.
Like, we kind of like, we were on the path, but we didn't just blatantly call it out.
Right.
Yeah. So even when her sister took the flowers to the gravesite, of course that guy wouldn't recognize her because she was young and not old.
And it just then occurred to me because every time she went to go look at the passport picture, something came up. So she had no idea and as soon as she saw, she knew.
Yeah. It was like, oh no.
Yeah.
And that scene at the train where they kind of look at each other.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, oh, that's so sad. She's been looking for her sister this whole time.
Mhm.
She finally finds her, and she kinda throws herself on the sword so they could get
Yeah.
away. Like,
Mhm.
"Oh, look at her being nice for her
I know.
sister." Yeah. Doris Slash what's her original name? What's
Uh,
this
Anna? I think it was
Anna?
and
Maybe? I
Helen
don't
was
know.
Theodora, I
Mm.
believe.
Mhm.
Why can I remember those names and nobody
I don't
else's?
know.
Something's wrong with me.
No, girl.
Anyway, I'm
But that
terrible with names. I just am.
well, that
But
moment was really good, I think.
mhm,
But then what I think kinda ruined that moment a little bit, so this is what so we saw Helen go toward that woman, slip
mhm,
something in her pocket, and keep moving. She gives Guy that memory, right?
mhm.
And I kinda realized, I'm like, "Why are we seeing this memory 2 times in a row?" Like, Guy had to watch that twice to figure it out, or did the directors think that we were dumb and we needed to see it twice? I'm like, "Why did they do it twice, like, back to back?" Did you notice that?
Yeah, but I think it was a reinforcement thing.
Mm.
They were showing once from her point of view and once from his point of view.
Oh, but I'm like, "Did we need to see that twice?" I don't know. I'm like, "Why are we looking at it again?" But I could think that was the only thing that kinda threw me in that moment was them playing that twice back after
Mhm.
we just physically saw it with our own eyes. Because he only needed to really see it once, but
Right.
I get it, but I
I
don't
think they
know.
wanted to make sure you understood that while he did see her do that, she sent him the memory of her doing it.
Mhm.
So that, she had opened herself up to him enough at least that she could,
Like, think something really loud
mhm.
so he could get it.
Yeah.
She probably, like, pushed it at him probably,
Mhm.
thinking loudly. Well, they had their passports and they're on their way.
2
Uh,
parts unknown. Well, and then we find out that this entire time Amsterdam knew exactly what was going on
yeah.
in London, and they were just letting it unfold because, you know, they were
Well, they were using Jasper.
they were using Jasper, and as
Yeah.
soon as as soon as they found what they were looking for, he was expendable. Well,
Yeah,
not expendable, but,
they
taken
had
out of the
another
equation.
yeah, they had another use for him because the minute he said, "We don't really need him there anymore," I said, "Oh, they're
Mhm,
going to get Jasper." I knew immediately. I said, "That's who it is," because they knew what was going on there,
mhm.
clearly. And I'm like, "Oh, no, are they gonna kill him?" But, oh, no, they did not kill him.
Well, and I didn't think they were going to because they brought in the other vampire
Mhm.
and didn't kill him.
Mhm,
And
they
and
had
he's
him
the
do
w
something.
and he's the one that, you know, uh, changed over Anna, turned her
Mhm,
into a vampire, made her
mhm.
Doris, you know?
Yeah.
Um, but I will say this. So, they left Jasper in this big ass room full of people. There's probably, what, 20 people in there?
I
I'd
think
I'd
I
guess.
counted 18, I think. Close enough.
So, in general, vampires only they either never sire another vampire for various reasons, or there's long periods of time because otherwise they make, well, very weak vampires, like Doris, like, you know, Louis. So and Jasper apparently is not a super strong vampire anyway, and he's
Mhm,
weakened because of well, actually the fire probably made him stronger because of the rules. But the fact is if he actually tries to convert that entire room in one night, the the first couple will probably be okay, or the first one will be okay, but each one will be subsequently weaker. By the
mhm,
time he gets to the end, they're gonna be pretty much just slightly above human.
mhm.
There's a good chance that they won't even be as strong as Louis or Doris.
See, I didn't think Jasper was that low, but, I mean, maybe I don't
But
know.
even the strongest vampire
Mhm,
can't sire more than can't they have to basically build up potency. I don't know how else to describe it. But if you sire too many vampires all at once,
Mhm.
it will each vampire after the first 1 or 2 gets weaker and weaker and weaker in abilities.
'Cause I did wonder, I said, "I wonder, does he is he intended to turn all of them at once?" Because 'Cause I'm like, "Clearly, they've been drugged, they're knocked out."
Yeah, and they've covered up their faces. How
Yeah.
nice. You know?
And so they don't know who their maker is, probably, and he doesn't know who he turned. Like, if you can't see their faces.
Yeah. Well, and makers and their offspring can't sense each other.
Mhm.
So, yeah,
Mm. Wow, I'm like, "That is a lot of people."
it
What are
is,
they
and
gonna do with them? And they obviously, like you said, they're not looking to make super powerful vampires. They just need people that are going to live
mhm,
and that aren't easily killable for
yeah,
whatever their purpose is.
and I mean, maybe I mean, Doris apparently was extraordinary,
Mhm.
but that doesn't mean that a larger number of people, all given smaller bits of the information, couldn't,
Do the
um,
same thing.
do the same thing.
Mhm.
And I'm sure he's doing this on the assumption that they're going to get Doris back because they know where they know where she is right now. You know, the one guy's on the ferry with them, and he's like, "Do you want me to pick him up?" "No, let him go. Let's see where they take us next."
Yeah,
Because now that they know where she is, they can bring her in at any time, or so they think.
right. Which is kind of like a uh, we're excited that they get away, and then we're like, "Well, you're not really away.
Yeah.
They got you."
Um,
Yeah.
and Olive, God only knows what's gonna happen with her, but she's got a monster
She does,
and a
and
clicker.
I think that she is a dangerous person. She's gonna be
Uh-huh.
killing people with that,
Oh, absolutely.
uh, thing. She's gonna be killing people and not worried about it at all. She seems like the kind of person that would be totally fine doing it.
Well,
Um
she was completely fine working for Jasper and knowing what he was doing and what he was up to. So,
Mhm.
you know,
So this is what I'm wondering. Now, did Helen suspect she was dirty, or did she know she was dirty the whole time? I wonder.
I think she suspected at first and knew before, a couple episodes ago.
Yeah, okay. Because I know she obviously knew after all the witches were killed because
Right.
that was a lie to send them in the wrong direction, but I wonder what turned the tide. I was trying to think back and trying to remember if anything specific happened that maybe would have caught flagged it for her, but I can't think of anything.
It could just be a cumulative the fact that they they knew too much of what she was doing too
Mhm,
quickly.
mhm,
Someone had to be telling them.
mhm. Yeah, there was a mole from what Helen's agenda was anyway.
Right.
Mhm. Hmm. Well, yeah, so we gotta see what happens with her. What else is left open? Oh, so apparently Guy, has a chance at finding his mother now,
Yes.
which we said he was gonna either be on his way to or got a clue to. So,
Apparently now both. You know.
yeah, apparently both. Because Doris is like, "I think I know." And I wonder what that's gonna be about. Because she saw a photo somewhere and she remembers where it is from her
Maybe.
memory?
I mean, it would happen because I'm not it seems as if um Doris was probably converted somewhere around the same time that Guy's mom disappeared.
Now see, okay, so I feel like Guy's in his 20s and she was converted in the 80s.
Mhm.
So I don't know if it was 1980 or 80s.
Oh, yeah. So he
He
wouldn't have
wouldn't
been
have.
born yet.
Right.
So
Hmm.
I don't know. But she was with the Talamasca for a long time even after she was turned into a vampire, so
Mhm.
it could have been something she learned before she left.
Mhm. And probably something she just didn't know what she saw until she was able to obviously, why would you think you know his mom until you see
Right.
something?
Well, and there's even you can't really define everything you know
Mhm.
until somebody asks. You know, our heads are all stuffed full of God only knows what, and for the most part, we probably have no idea what all's in there because we
Mhm.
don't, unless we have a purpose for it, we don't bring it up. But someone will say, "Oh, hey, I wonder why," and you're like, "Oh, I do know the answer to this,"
Right.
and there it is.
Right.
Why would you know that? I have no idea, but you have your
It's
answer.
yeah, it's
You
in
know,
there.
it's in there somewhere. So I'm pretty sure. I mean, so she has a codex. She has all this information, but that doesn't mean that it's it it probably needs a prompt of some kind.
Yeah, like, it's all cataloged in there, but who knows when to draw on it. Yeah, I don't know. I guess they're probably gonna follow them around the entire season before they drag her back, I bet.
Maybe. Well, and with guy not taking the medication anymore,
Mhm.
um, he's probably going to get stronger.
Mhm.
And then there's the detective that came and took custody, quote unquote custody of Helen.
She's gonna
Um,
recruit her.
oh yeah, she's absolutely going to recruit
She's
her.
like, "You're very smart.
Yeah.
You're
Now
undervalued at your job."
there is the question, because there is a question. I mean, Helen is still technically the head of the New York mother house,
Right.
but Amsterdam is the one that is in charge of all of them. So, and they threw her to the wolves.
Mhm.
So the question is she once she gets out of whatever predicament she's in right now, would she be able to go back to the mother house in New York?
I'm gonna guess maybe yes, because unless they wanna alert every single mother house of what they've been doing, if she can somehow get out of Europe and get
Mhm.
back to North America with her new employee, I bet she'll be fine.
Yeah. I mean, and you're probably right. But yeah, there's also a chance that, Mother House might go ahead and send someone new to take over the house. But each house, the people that work there tend to be loyal to the person at the top. Tend to,
Mm,
anyway. Not 100%.
yeah,
But that's
yeah,
the tendency, because you try to surround yourself with people that you trust.
right.
So,
I guess we'll have
that
to
is
see, but I know she's not going to jail, she's not going to trial, she's getting out of there.
yeah. Oh,
I
definitely.
mean, because even in the mother's house's, point of view, it's in their best interest that she's not in jail to run
Right.
her mouth or do anything else. So, yeah. Yeah, I guess we're gonna
Although I
see a
am
lot more of that. Go ahead.
no, I was just I had a thought. I'm like, "You know what? No, I don't know that it would matter or not." So, Helen and Doris are identical twins. So
Mhm,
their DNA technically is identical. But since Doris
mhm.
is a vampire, it would have been my assumption that her DNA would be different.
Yeah, at least a little bit, right? Something
Yeah.
altered?
Yeah, it should.
I yeah,
Then
I don't know, unless
vampires
there's
don't vampires don't really have they don't really shed skin cells and stuff like humans do,
mhm.
because they're not human anymore. But then again, I mean, Helen is pretty weak, so I don't know. I have
Well,
no
so we
idea.
saw in the flashback that Doris was bleeding. She had, like, blood on her lip or something, so maybe they
Hmm.
found blood?
Yeah, but that would be even more altered.
Mhm. But unless so let's say that all the human aspects of her DNA were still there, and the vampiric ones, they just didn't have the tech to see it.
Okay,
So
yeah,
maybe there were some anomalies there, but they were like, "Well, whatever, we don't know what that is."
right.
But
Yeah, okay, yeah, that would make sense. If you can't always, you can't necessarily find something you don't know what you're looking for.
right.
So yeah, that would make sense.
Mhm. I don't know, that's the only reason. Because if we start picking holes in that, then that still doesn't make sense.
I know, I know.
Oh my gosh. So, okay, so I got, Kevin's opinion of this show, and I was
Okay.
curious because he does not watch this whole Anne Rice universe, right? But for
Right.
some reason, he likes spy shows and stuff like that, so I was able to talk him into watching this one.
Okay.
He did not like it at all. He said it was boring, slow, and they think the viewers are stupid. He said that. I said, "Damn." I said, "You didn't hold anything back." Now, I do kind of agree with him on some points. Like, in general, every episode had highlights. Every episode had
Mhm.
some things that were positive, but some of them had definitely slower parts
Yeah.
that could have been tidied up or made
And
more
and I
interesting.
and I will say this because there was the spy element to this show, but it
Mhm.
wasn't a spy show. Not really. That was a platter on which it was served. It wasn't necessarily the meal.
Exactly.
So a lot of the a lot of the things that you would come to expect from a spy show would not necessarily honestly even fit into to what they were trying to deliver.
Mhm.
So yeah, I could see where someone who, if they really do like the action spy thrillers, wouldn't have liked this very much.
And he likes usually he watches, like, the British stuff.
Mhm. Yeah.
So, and to me, a lot of those crime things, like slow horses and stuff, that shit moves slow as hell. To me, I'm like, "Why what is going on?" Nothing, nothing is going on, a
Yeah.
whole lot of
I
nothing.
I watched some. I mean, I won't discount, like, spy stuff depending on what it is, but it's not my genre of choice.
Mhm. So, I don't know. I feel torn about this season. It definitely, to me, isn't getting an A plus or anything. It's not even getting an A. It's
No,
not that great.
it's not getting an A, but, I mean, honestly, it I enjoyed it. It was a good, enjoyable watch.
Mhm.
Um, I don't think they're gonna win any nominations or, awards for it or anything, but I we have watched worse. Yeah.
We have watched worse, that is a fact. But I think it's so weird, like I was saying, that pacing was so off here and there, and then in the finale, it was like, "Run, run, run to the finish line. Throw
Mhm.
everything in the kitchen sink in there." It
Yeah.
just felt, like, really unbalanced, and I kinda hate a rushed ending, even though they did clean up most of the loose ends. Um, I don't know.
Well, and they certainly could have done a way worse job of ending it.
Mhm.
Um, they're really they left enough open so that, for a second season, not everything is answered. We're going, "Well, now why are we here?" I think they've left enough open that if it does get picked up for a second season, they have things to work with. But I also think they closed enough that if they don't pick it up, it's not going to be a big deal.
Yeah, because they did leave open things, like, again, we got my guy's mother's cliffhanger, we
Mhm.
know Helen's probably gonna recruit old girl, Olive they set up things to move
Right.
forward, assuming they're getting a second season, but I agree with you, if they don't, I'm gonna be like, "Well, it's fine. We can
Yeah.
make some guesses as to what happens to them, and it won't really matter."
Yeah. Because I mean, I've watched shows that they have left on a just terrible cliffhanger,
Mhm,
and that was the end. Because
mhm,
they thought they were going to be renewed, and they weren't.
mhm,
Um, and you're just sitting there going, no, everything is just yeah. So
mhm,
they didn't do that. So like I said, uh, if they have a second season, I'd be happy to watch it.
mhm,
I'm I would like to know what happened to Guy's mom. I'm curious. I'd like to see what happens with Helen.
yeah,
Um, Honestly, I kind of want to see what they do with Jasper,
yeah,
but and
yeah,
what they want an army of really weak ass vampires for.
mhm,
So, but and like I said, it could very well be that all of these people have similar abilities to Doris, and they're her backup. They're the backup drives.
right.
Um, but yeah, but if they don't, and again, the stuff that they have left open could honestly be addressed on the fringes of the other universe stories.
Yeah, they could. So are you rooting for a second season? Do you wanna see more? You
I mean, I wouldn't be disappointed.
Mhm.
It's not one of the things like, "Oh, they had better." But, I mean, I I think it would be cool to see what happens with these characters.
I'm kinda like in a take it or leave it situation. I feel like,
Yeah,
if they don't, I'm cool, no
right.
problem. If they do, I'll check it out.
Yeah, like I said, I wouldn't be disappointed either
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
Um, and for the few storylines that they have left open, again, when they bring in Lestat, they he can have them, they can tidy up around the edges, and he runs into their guy's mother, and we get part of the story there.
Mhm.
Or something like that. So
Yeah. I don't know, it's funny because even though there was a lot going on in that episode and new things were brought up, I feel like it's easy to understand and quick to talk about. And I
yeah,
say
I
that
know.
because it's like, "Do, do, do, we touch everything. Okay, it was so
We're
simplistic."
done.
You know what
Yeah,
I mean? Like,
and we're done.
yeah.
Yeah. I really, I was feeling that because I'm like, it was a good episode. Don't get me wrong, but there's really there's not a lot to dissect.
No.
There's not a lot of layers to this show.
Mhm.
There are layers to this show, but it's not. Yeah,
Yeah, they were checking the boxes when they were writing this episode to
yeah.
make sure they got everything done, and they had it and again, I think, like, showing guy looking at Helen place that those passports 2 different times.
Hmm.
They're trying to make sure we understood everything.
Yeah,
Back it up, I don't know. But, yeah, I guess if I had to say the best parts of the episode, I think the 752 reveal was good,
yeah.
even though, because when that happened, I said, "Lisa was right." I had a reaction.
I know. It's like I was right.
Yeah.
I almost sent you a text message. I'm like, no, no, I'm not gonna do that. You know,
I'm not gonna rub it in right now.
not now. Yeah, I can wait.
Yeah, and, also, like I mentioned earlier, Ellen's, like, coming across her sister again, that moment was really good. I'm trying to think what else was really good.
Honestly, the one of the parts that I really liked, and it was the when uh Doris killed the guy in the car, and when
Mhm.
she jumps out, all
Yeah.
um and even seeing that, grabbed her and said, "No!"
Yeah, he did.
You know?
He was
And
jarred, but he was like, she's in there."
right. And I have to I mean, he's kinda I mean, and again, she's a very weak vampire, don't get me wrong, but she's still a vampire,
She
which
still
means
woulda
she could.
killed Olive. She took
Yeah,
her out.
yeah, and she still could I mean, she could have shredded him and still gone after Olive,
Mhm.
because again, still vampire.
Yeah,
Um,
but she didn't wanna
but
hurt him.
no, she didn't,
Mhm.
and the fact that, I mean, he grabbed her, seeing what she was, he still grabbed her and went, "No." And he
Mhm.
still had that presence of mind, still had enough trust in whatever they have between them that his first thought wasn't, "Oh god, she's gonna eat me." You know?
I do kind of wonder, is Guy gonna like the old lady? You don't like the old lady? She's young looking, but she old, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
But I mean, but for a vampire, again, she's still a baby, she's still a fledgling.
Mhm.
Um, and and I will say this too, which is I have noticed this is kind of a thread through this show, um, what they call the mixed families.
Mhm.
In the books, that it happens, but it's not common.
Mhm.
And the way they're making it sound in this series is this is kind of a common way to do things now. And it really in the books anyway, it's not.
Mm.
it's an unusual arrangement.
Okay. Well, I guess that's what's making them unique, and really, I don't know. Hmm. Well, I like the found family trope and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Well, and they do form families. They or
mhm,
covens or whatever these little units, and they do because some vampires do prefer to be alone, but
mhm,
for the most part, most vampires do want at least the company of their own kind. And
right.
it's not that they don't s- go out among public, but they don't really. They're more observers of humanity as opposed to participants.
Oh, you mean like opposite of the stat who's going around sleeping with everybody and having a good time at the bars and doing all kind of crazy stuff?
But he didn't
Um,
do that in the books.
oh
So yeah, I mean that's
gosh.
just it. Like I said, he had he had friendships, he had,
Mm,
relationships, but he didn't have he even had something that might even be considered romantic relationships, but he didn't have sexual relationships, not with humans. I didn't really thought that,
wow.
but again, there are biological reasons for that in the books, and which apparently the TV show is just utterly
Ignoring.
chosen to ignore.
Uh-huh. Yeah, because in the TV show, well, they made him very different. They
Yeah,
changed a lot about him.
yeah,
Hmm. So I guess that goes for this world as well. They're making a lot of changes.
yeah, and they don't eat, they don't drink. I mean, they'll often order, like a hot beverage or something, or a glass of wine, just to fit in, but they don't actually drink it, you know,
Mm,
or
okay.
eat it.
Hmm.
Their bodies can't digest it.
Yeah.
The only thing they can digest is blood.
Huh. Well, that's definitely yeah, that's interesting. Because that made me think of The Discovery of Witches by
Mhm.
Deborah Harkness. In
Yeah.
those books, they can eat. Like they don't need
Yeah.
to, but they can eat for
Yeah.
for show, and they drink wine a lot.
Yeah. And again, everyone has their own
Yeah,
their own take on
their
the
own
vampires, but
yeah.
Anne Rice's they they didn't.
Hmm,
They couldn't their bodies couldn't do anything with it.
right.
Um
Mm,
and yeah, I could go into the whole physiological differences, but it doesn't really matter.
mhm. Yeah, it doesn't. It is what it is, and,
It
they can change whatever they want at will to make it fit
Right.
the plot that they wanna generate, so
Exactly.
yeah. I did think it was interesting that Doris, when she talked about Kevis and their relationship,
Mhm.
like, that was kind of interesting to hear. She kinda grew up with her
Mhm.
in a way,
Yeah.
and so, when he opens the book and he's looking, he's like, "This is a scrapbook." She said, "I told you it was a scrapbook."
I told you so. Yeah.
But
And
yeah.
now that I think about it, yeah, Kevis lost her parents and found Doris around the same time that Guy would have lost his mother.
Yeah. Yeah, so she's been with her for a long time,
Mhm.
and to the point where an actual witch coven decided to take them in,
Mhm.
and that means they knew a vampire was living among them. They
Mhm.
had to have.
They would have had to, yeah.
Yeah, and they were okay with it. Mm. Now is that unusual or typical for this world in the books?
Unusual.
Okay.
Again, they have like Lestat is friends with Ronan. Ronan
Mhm,
and Lestat are friends. Uh, and y- and it's not that they don't ever interact with each other.
mhm,
Um, but I guess everyone kind of stays with their own kind.
right. Hmm. Well,
And it's not that they can't intermix or intermingle. They just in general don't.
yeah. Well, that explanation of the relationship between Kevis and Doris, like,
Mhm.
made me understand a little more why she was so kinda eager to jump in and help Guy. They were more than just, "Oh, that's my friend," you know?
Yeah.
Because before we are like, why would she do that? Like, for what? Like, I don't understand. Just because she said she met some guy and he was nice, like, what is this? And now
Right.
we kind of have a better understanding of that as well.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay, let's see what else. You got anything else?
Um, Not really. I mean, it was kinda funny to watch Guy try to use US law in Britain. That didn't
Oh,
work out quite so well for him.
no.
But, it was funny.
I said, oh, he's trying to show his lawyer chops a little bit.
A little bit. And I mean, it kinda worked, but it kinda didn't. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Because
yeah.
there are differences.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, I did find that kind of amusing. But in the that poor detective, she's trying really hard here, and she's right.
Hmm.
I mean, she's right,
Right.
but
She is
she's
right,
you know
but
that
she's wrong
yeah,
also.
exactly. Um,
Yeah.
so she's kind of having a rough time of it. She really needs a better haircut.
Oh, please let her have a different haircut next season. I don't know why they got some of these awful haircuts. I don't understand, but it's fine. She
It's
can have a
fine.
new look once she's like turned to the other side and she
Yeah,
has more knowledge. She can look a little sharper.
welcome to the dark side. We have pimples.
Exactly. She can
Yeah,
have a new look about her because she's now on the dark side, as they
that's
say.
right.
Mhm.
And it does really actually go to show that, again, like I have said, the the Talamasca, they're not good guys. They're not bad guys, but they're not good guys either. They have
Mhm.
their reasons for doing things, but never confuse them with the good guys.
Right.
And if they were the good guys, they never would have let Jasper do what he did in the mother house.
But in this kind of world, who are the good guys?
Well, not really.
It's all
Uh,
gray. And, honestly, I don't mind that. I like a lot of gray,
yeah,
sometimes the white hats don't really exist.
yeah. And it's not that there aren't good individuals. There are good individuals.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, the y- vampires as a whole are not necessarily good, but they're not necessarily bad.
Right.
Same thing with the mother house. The Talamasca, they're not evil. They're not necessarily good either, though.
Yeah, like I think about Doris and all of those people that are about to be turned.
Yeah.
I guarantee you they probably didn't ask for it.
No, Doris didn't ask for it.
No, and so now you're in this new state and you have to deal with it. So,
Hmm. Yeah.
yeah, probably never killed anybody in your life before, and now you're trying to, like, drink everyone's blood.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and it's possible that the I mean, I suppose they could feed them people, but they could also have blood banks and stuff, blood
Mhm,
donors.
mhm,
So,
hmm,
older vampires can feed without killing a human. Younger vampires can't.
mhm,
They don't have the skill. They don't have the restraint.
mhm.
Um, so they probably wouldn't give her feed her humans, but they could probably give them blood banks.
Yeah. Hmm. Well, yeah, I'm curious to see what happens with all those new vampires they make, and that they introduced that guy who's the villain, apparently. He's a new villain.
Mhm.
What was
Yes,
his He's the head of it, I guess?
yeah, he's the headmaster. He's the head of, the Amsterdam Mother House.
Mhm. He's like, "Hey, we'll make a trade.
Yeah.
You do something for me, I'll do something for you."
Mhm. Yeah. So he has an agenda, obviously.
Obviously. Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
and even the destruction of the of all that knowledge,
Mhm.
and putting it all into Doris was primarily so that they could maintain control.
Right. But I
That they
still
could
think that's risky, though, what they did, Doris could be killed.
Yeah, yeah, she can. It's harder to kill her now, but yeah, she can.
Mhm.
She can still
Mhm.
die.
She could run her ass out in the sun.
Yes, she could.
Then what they gonna do?
But again, they they had her turned by a very weak vampire. I'm not very strong. That's great. That's what we're looking for.
Right.
Is what the guy basically said.
Yeah, they
Um,
just wanted someone who was harder to kill and who could live
yes.
a very, very long time with that
Yeah.
knowledge.
Mhm. And she would eventually, I mean, even if you're very weak, you do gain strength over the centuries,
Mhm.
but she would just gain it very slowly.
Mhm.
Um, just like Louis at, at the beginning when he was first turned, couldn't hardly do anything. But then, later on we see him doing things that he couldn't have done before because you do get stronger,
Mhm.
just from time.
Right.
But, yeah, so I mean, and she's probably stronger now than she was, 50 years ago when she was turned.
Mhm.
But, um, but it'll take hundreds of years for her to be any kind of threat,
Mhm.
to
Okay.
her own kind.
Right. Hmm. Yeah, they could take her out if they think she's too much of a problem.
Yep, they would, and it it would be as simple as, shaking up a small child for them.
Oh my
She's
gosh.
because she's not strong. I mean,
Right.
if you know, she has she's immortal because she's a vampire, but she lacks many of the gifts. And she's even says, "I can't read minds, I can't float, I can't
Yeah. I
do
can't
any
do
of
any
those
of those
things."
things. Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, Doris, you better go and hide, girl. Hide.
But now that she's out, I mean, now that she's out in the world, I mean, there are ways for her to gain strength. I'm also wondering how she's what she's feeding on, who she's feeding on.
Hmm. Well, I mean, she got a little snack while they were trying to escape.
Yeah, yeah, so, sure she appreciated that.
Yeah, she
Um,
got a little mouthful of something.
yeah, you know, but yeah, it's,
Huh.
although it is kind of surprising because, I mean, Guy was so close to her. She should have been, even if she was otherwise appearing human, she should have still felt cold.
Yeah, I thought about that later. Like they were sleeping right next to each other. How
Mhm.
did he not tell something was off about her?
The only thing I could think of is, "Oh, she's just a little chilly. Here, have another blanket." You know?
Mhm.
I mean, I get cold sometimes, don't get me wrong.
Mhm.
Um, but I'm not going out and not gonna feed on a person.
Mhm.
But damn, it would make my diet so much easier. And, I'm just saying, I really don't
Also
like
so
to
much
cook.
grosser.
Well, I'm just saying, I don't like to cook, and,
Yeah.
y'all running around like Happy Meals with legs would be, so much easier than cooking.
Lord have mercy.
Just saying, there's some benefits. Never have
Mhm.
to worry about I would never have to ask myself again, "What am I having for dinner?"
Yeah, you wouldn't.
I would
Problem
never have
solved.
problem solved. I mean, that's like the worst part of adulting.
Mhm.
Asking yourself every night for the rest of your life, "What am I gonna have for dinner?"
That is the ultimate question
It really is.
every day.
I know if I was a vampire, this would not be an issue.
Yeah.
I know what's on the menu. Just not who.
Mhm.
Just
Wow.
saying.
Yeah. I get it. Well, I guess ultimately the season was good.
Yeah. It wasn't a
Good
terrible
enough.
show.
It was good
It
enough.
it was enjoyable. I mean, again, I mean, this wasn't a 10-10 show or anything, but it was a fun show. It had some good solid hits. Um, it was fairly internally consistent, which is honestly something to be shocked about anymore.
So I have what I think would be a controversial opinion.
Uh-oh.
So, like I told you with the Mayfair Witches, it was a slow start. It was a slow and rough start for me. But once things got going, I was really invested,
Uh-huh.
especially in season one. I was into it. I dare say that show is better because the second, I wouldn't say I can't, not going to count the second season. I'm talking about the first season
Okay.
only.
Okay.
Just by the level of binged Mayfair Witches. I was like, once I got into it, I was like, oh no, I got to see what's going to happen. What?
You know, I will say this. I think this show would have hit better, at least for me,
Mm
if I could have binged it,
hmm. Mm hmm.
where I could have just one episode after the other.
So
Um,
maybe that is the problem as well, since I didn't even have the ability to binge it. Maybe,
mhm.
but I know I'm not. I wasn't craving like, oh my gosh, it's Talamasca night. I wasn't
Right.
getting that vibe without us talking about it. I probably been like, oh, I'll watch it in a few days. That came out the other day.
I'm not gonna lie. I much prefer to binge shows.
Mhm.
And I know they say psychologically it is not good for you to binge shows. But whatever. Because I do it all the time.
Yeah.
And so a lot of times I record whatever it is I'm watching, and I wait for it till the last episode hits, and then I'll watch them all at once. Because that's my preferred way of watching things. I don't do it for this show or the shows that we talk about, because we're talking about them every week, and so I watch them. But I find the shows more enjoyable when I can binge them. It makes the threading of the shows a little better for me.
Yeah. Maybe that's what I think as well, especially with this case. Maybe maybe if I could have binged it would have been more. Yeah, because I just was like, I really enjoyed the Mayfair Witches. I really liked it at the end. I was ready to just jump into season 2 immediately. And I don't feel that way about this, but maybe I would have if I binged it. I don't know.
I think, because as I was watching, I'm like, man, I think I really would have liked this a whole lot better if I binged it. But yeah.
It's an interesting thought.
Well, yeah, because like I said, that's my preferred method of watching it. As part of the, when all these streaming services came out, they would just drop whole seasons. I'm like, yes! And now they're all going back to, well, we're going to dole them out. 1 or 2 at a time. I'm like, oh, just give me this thing! Yeah.
That's just because they don't want people binging a season or a couple seasons, then dropping the subscription. And they're like, people rotate subscriptions like hot potatoes nowadays.
So, So, like I said, a lot of times what I do is I'll just wait till the last episode hits, and then I'll just watch it all at once. Like over a weekend or something.
Okay. Good deal. Okay, so I guess we're done here.
Yep.
You guys let us know what you thought of the finale of Talamasca season 1. Did you love it, hate it, feel meh about it? Let us know. Leave us comments all over the place, Spotify, YouTube, wherever. And don't forget to subscribe and follow us on all the places. So when we come back, you'll see that we have a new episode. So we're going to end things there. We'll see you next time. Take care of yourselves. Bye, guys.